Good morning, everybody. There's a couple of faces on here today. I don't expect very many of you to be on here today because I know that a lot of you are still in holiday mode. So that is okay. So if you can just let me know if the audio is all good, the music isn't too overpowering when it comes on. I know the fan of the computer is going to be a bit annoying, but I have a new plan. So I got a black magic capture card for my iMac computer, so I will be able to do the streams through there, and the fan on that is, you can barely hear it compared to the laptop. So I'm waiting on a cord today, so I should get it today. So just a little bit too early. Audio is good. That's good. Get the music back on. Okay, so this the connection doesn't seem to be so good. Just give me a second. It's getting there. I'm going to turn the personal hotspot on for my phone and see if that helps. The connection is very, very poor today, even on my hotspot. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out if I can get a stronger connection. Hey Maureen. Oh, this is terrible. The connection is so bad. Even if I use my hotspot, it doesn't seem to be making it much better. Okay, let's see how we go for now. It seems like it's maybe picked up a little. Although I seem to be very jumpy if I try and see as a scene. Is it really jumpy for you guys still as well? Does it keep like popping up with the reload bar every couple of seconds? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and see what happens. Right now it says my connection's okay, so I'm just gonna believe it and hope that you guys can see it all good. Okay, so this piece is the fantasy art reference piece that I created for those that are part of the $15 subscription. This one is going to be live to all the $5 plus students or subscribers, but the whole live video for the entire piece will only be available for those that want it, so those that are part of the 15 subscription. I sent out a video, I created a video yesterday on how I created this reference image using a whole bunch of other images and how I changed the colors so that the color balance and everything through Clip Studio. And those that are part of that subscription will have that available now, so you would have got that in an email along with the PSD file and all the other reference images that are a part of this entire drawing. So that is available for you guys now. And then we are just going to start drawing it. So I'm actually doing this one pretty big. I have, if you have a look at the face compared to my hand, so my hand is like the size of the face. And it is it's pretty much, it's A2 size. I'm not sure what that is in inches. I keep forgetting to put the size of the paper down. But yeah, it's A2 and it's the mi-tientes touch paper and it's a white one. So it is the standard surface, and I'm very excited to use it. And this time I decided to go Caran d'Ache all the way. So I'm going to use my Caran d'Ache Pablo oil-based pencils and my Caran d'Ache Luminance wax-based pencils to do this drawing. And I'm going to use my zest-it solvent for blending, and I'm going to do the entire thing just in those pencils. I'm not going to use pan pastels or anything like that. I did use a pan pastel to transfer the image. So what I have is I have 4 prints. So I've printed them out into 4 A4 prints. Let me get that. So like that. So I have 4 prints, A4 prints, and then I just apply the pan pastel to the back and then I transfer the image, and pretty much the whole image is 4 of these put together. So there's this cool little program online called Grid Drawing Tool. So if you want to apply a grid to your drawings and then print them out in sections, then you can do that using the Grid Drawing Tool, and then you just crop it according to each section, so you know what's going to fit in your printer if you don't have a projector or something for transferring bigger images. Okay, cool. So Jackie says that she's refreshed and now all good. She did miss the start. You didn't miss too much. The start was me trying to find a connection to get everything to look a little bit better. Yeah. So, okay. Who have we got on here? We got Maureen, Bob, Jackie, Peggy, Jody. Hey guys, thank you for joining me today. So, what I did say, if you missed it, is all I've said is that this live stream is available for all $5 plus subscribers and patrons, but the full length real-time tutorial will be available only to those that have subscribed to it. And they also got the PSD file and the video yesterday where I talked them through how I created this reference image. So that's all that you would have missed. Okay, so I'm going to actually, like, ideally what you do is you would start with a background, but I am going to start with the eyes, and just because I'm really excited to get the eyes in there, and then maybe I'll do a little bit more on the face, and then I'll do the background, and then I'll do the horns. But today, because I'm only going to stream for about 2 hours today, so I should get the eyes done and the snout and maybe a little bit of the mouth, just so that you could see those 3 main parts of the face, and then I will do the background in that later. Jackie, the video from yesterday would have been emailed to those that are part of that subscription. So if you are part of the $15 patron subscription or part of the $15 awesomeness subscription on my website, you would have received the email for that. So that's for the $15 subs. And yeah, you would have received an email because I'm not going to put it on the student portal for everybody to access, because that's only for those that are the $15. You are, then you should have received an email. Let me make sure. So I'll just check my mail real quick. Sent items. The title of the email would be Fantasy Art. December Fantasy Art Reference Creation and Livestream. So that would be the title. Yep, I definitely sent it to you, Jackie, so you should get it. Oh, you got it. You got it. Cool. Maureen says the picture's really cool. Thank you. So I've decided to name it My Surreal Nature. I think that's a pretty cool name. There's so many things that you can get from this image. You can just interpret it for yourself. It looks very, I think it looks very cute. Rightio, let's get started. So I'm gonna start with the eyes. I have the reference on my computer here, nice and big, and I made the eyes a lot larger than what they actually are, obviously. And then to make it seem like it's a completely new creature, I thought I'd add some horns, and I thought these horns looked really cool. So yeah, I didn't really go in there with the full idea in my mind when I created these reference pictures. I just took a bunch of things and see what worked. So I just put them together to see what worked well for me, and if I liked the look, then I kept the look. Pretty much, that's it. Okay, so the eyes, I'm going to start off with a blue for the dark areas. So I think we'll go with the Prussian blue, number 159. Okay, so something I want to do is I want to add the colors as I go on the screen. Okay, so Prussian blue, number 159. So, and this is the Pablo pencil, so I guess maybe I'll have to go Pablo in the front. Okay, I'll need to get my wireless keyboard so that it's a little bit easier for me to get up. Where shall I put it? Let's put it here. Let's make it black. Okay, there we go. So you should be able to see that quite easily. I don't know if I want it there, it just seems so... Just put it right at the top. Okay, I'm just going to grab my wireless keyboard quickly so that I don't have to lean over like that. So even though I only had 2 days off, I still feel like those 2 days put me straight into holiday mode. Okay, so I've got the keyboard here. Okay. Connection. Okay, Jody's saying, did you decide to remove the little girl from the drawing? No, she's still there. Just the section that I'm working on today is that top section. So I can show you if you like. the full image. So that's the full image. She's standing there with the book. But just because I'm only working on the top section of the snow leopard's face, I had to cut out. Okay, I'm really trying to fix things up with this connection. Let me just see if they have an announcement out. I can't even use the Wi-Fi on my phone. Internet. So use a 4G. No, it's not saying that we have any internet outages today. I don't know what to do. Okay, it's picking up a smidge. I don't know if it's going to drop out again. This is so frustrating. So I am going to I'm gonna record from my DSLR, and if all else goes to fail, then I'll just have to show you guys a clip from the DSLR. Okay. As of right now, the connection seems to be okay. So I am using the Prussian blue number 159. Okay, and I want to add all the dark values around the eyes. So I'm going to add the blue, and then I'm also going to be adding the black over the top of it so that it doesn't look completely flat. Are you guys still there? Just say hello if you are. I don't blame you if you just quit out because of the frustration of the network. Maureen, you're always there. So you'll see a lot of texture of the paper because I am using the mi-tientes Touch textured paper. So it is sanded paper. So it is very textured, which is fine because we can use our solvent over the top. Hey Margine. Okay, maybe the connection is going to be friendly with us now. Seems to be okay. So, did you guys miss anything that I said earlier? Do you want me just to go over it again? Maybe I'll actually rotate this. Okay, there's a very big dark area around the eye. Which looks a little bit strange at the moment. See if I can zoom in a bit. There we go. We can add a little bit of a color correction so I can make it a bit brighter. It's a bit better. That should be better. Yes. Okay, cool. The other eye. Okay, so now that I have some of you on here, today it's the deadline for your monthly drawings. If you want to enter the December challenge, which can be any of my tutorials that you have used or tried. That's it. It's not a specific drawing or challenge. And yeah. So that's closed today. What else? Oh, and the poll. The poll closes today as well for next month's drawings. So if you want to vote for which drawings you want to see out of a selection of quite a few, then make sure to get onto the student portal and vote. And then at least that way I can already put up January's schedule of events and prep the live streams. So I've decided that instead of creating 5-part short tutorials like I have been with the crow, I'm gonna do them all live, because I find there's a much better interaction with everybody when it's all done live, and you learn just as much. I'm just gonna make a point of putting the colors on the screen to make it easier for you guys, and then that's pretty much it. And then I don't have to struggle with uploading videos after I've edited it, because it takes so long for me to upload a video that may be an hour long, and then it takes a while for you guys to get it. So I think I'll just do them all live, but I will also I do know how I can edit things if I don't know. I don't edit my mistakes out anyways. I usually keep them on there, but I can add or adjust things later if I decide to. So one thing that will happen, this paper eats through your pencils. Because it's a sanded surface, pretty much sanding the core of your pencil down. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'd like to use the black number 9. Let me keep that close by. So black. Just sharpen that. So I'm going over the blue that I just put down. Oh, I have to tell you, the crow was a fail. It was a fail. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it live tomorrow. So I can still finish it and it will still look fine. But it's not... I wouldn't recommend that you use the exact same methods as I do. So the biggest mistake that I made with that is that I mixed two fixatives. I mixed the Mikador workable matte fixative with the brush and pencil textured fixative. And it worked fine for the background in the pan pastels, but it did something to the surface of the paper, and I don't like how my pencil colors are sitting on it. So I will still finish it and it should still look fine, but yeah, so that's why I decided to create an ebook out of the elderly eye instead of the crow, because the crow just did not quite turn out the way the way I wanted to. But I will finish it regardless, and I'll do it live tomorrow as well, and then all the parts of the crow tutorial should be up. So I'm gonna have to edit the previous videos a little, I think, just to say, just to give everyone a heads up on what not to do when they watch that video. Oh good, I'm not the only one that did that. Okay, oh, these greens in the eye, that's going to be fun to do. So let's use, so there's a bit of like a red, and here, I think this one's good. And blue, and maybe even yellow. To brighten it up. Okay, let's start off with a bit of the red. So it is dark carmine, number 89. Closing this window. So dark carmine 89. Okay. And a little bit of it's going to go at the bottom of the pupil. On one side. Yeah, I agree. The mistakes are good, and that's why I leave them on there. But if you guys are going to follow along with the crow tutorial, for example, I need to let you know right in the beginning what mistakes I made, because I wouldn't want you to make the same mistakes. Yeah, that wouldn't be very good, would it? Okay, then there's blue, so use the Prussian blue 159 again. Prussian blue 159. Okay. Has the connection improved a little? You guys aren't struggling? So just at the bottom of the pupil here, add a bit of that blue. And around this one as well. So because of the texture of the paper and these colors, the eyes look very strange at the moment. But it'll look cool once we start blending it in with the solvent. Okay. Then we have green, number 470. Okay, cool. So it's better for all of you. And then just this entire bottom section, I'm going to put that green in there. Here as well. And then I'd also put a little bit of the canary yellow, number 250. Canary yellow, 250. Over the green. That just makes it so much brighter. Okay. Then let's blend that in with the solvent. So I'm taking a bit of my Zest-it pencil blend, dipping my number 2 round Taklon brush into it, and then I'm going to blend in. So just dab off any excess on a piece of tissue. So let's do the lighter sections first before we go into the blue. And then you can start. So you only need a tiny bit, you really don't need much. If you have too much on your brush, dab it off. And then feel free to, even if you know that these are like little textured hairs here, even though it looks quite dark, still go in the motion of the direction of the little pieces of fur above the eyes. And then those that are really dark areas that you can't see any shapes in them, then those you can just block in. So we know the blue just around the highlights of the eye, that's just a very straight, or very rounded section. So slowly use the tip of your brush so that you can get that shape nice and round. So one thing I love about this paper is that you do not have to layer as much as what you do on watercolor paper. So I think this is my newfound favorite paper. I love the mi-tientes touch paper, and I'll probably be using this from now on, if I had the choice between this and watercolor paper. So the only time I think I'll use watercolor paper now is if I am using watercolor pencils. Okay, so even though that's not detailed, like, you can start seeing some decent shapes. So that's one thing I hate about this camera, is that it looks like it has like a hue, or like a misty sort of hue on it. Let's see if we can color balance that a bit. There we go, now you can see the details a bit more. Much better. Okay, perfect. That's better. Right, now the other eye. So do the lighter areas first. This music. I love the pigment and the intensity of the color already, and we hardly have any layers on here, so this is going to save us so much more time. So I feel I'm quite happy to do it so large, because I know that it's not going to take as long for the layering as what it would with the watercolor paper. And the best part is that because the texture grabs onto colored pencils so easily, you can layer your lighter colors over the top of the darker colors pretty easily. Okay, so for instance, I want to create a much lighter sort of yellow over the green. So I'm going to use a lighter yellow. So I think I'll use my pale yellow. So pale yellow number 11. And I'll sharpen that. Let's see if we can add some detail in here now. So you can start adding your lighter colors over the top. And we aren't even using the wax-based pencils. We've only used the oil-based pencils so far. You could quite easily do this whole thing just with your oil-based pencils. Just a little bit of a lighter area in there. How cool is that? This paper is amazing. Thanks, Majin. Yeah, the eyes look great and it didn't take that long at all. Okay. There's some reddish, a lighter sort of reddish color in there that I'd like to put in. So let's use the vermilion number 60. These really subtle little areas in the eye with this color. It's on the side. Okay. I want to add, it's like a light blue. So the highlight on the top of the eye isn't white. It's a light blue. So let's put that in. So let's use the sky blue number 141. And block that in. Add a little bit of this blue at the bottom of the eye as well. Okay, then I want to blend that in with the solvent. Okay, and then I want to use the dark blue again. So Prussian blue number 159. And then there's almost like little reflections in the eye, darker reflections. So we can still lighten these highlights up, which we will do. Okay, and then I want to use the black, number 9. And darken the pupils up and the area right around the eyes. Okay, now I would like to add some white. So white number 1. Let's lighten the highlights up a bit more. also lighten some sections within the iris as well. Okay, they're starting to look pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Jackie's asking, did anyone get any cool art stuff from Santa? Yeah, I want to know too. Okay, what do I want to do next? I think I want to add more of that really dark, like reddish color in the pupil, and I want to add more of that yellow to brighten up the green in the eye. So let's start with the yellow. So Naples yellow number 21. See if we can make this more yellow. Oh, cool. Jackie got some Holbein pencils. And some of the dark carmine, number 89. Now, usually I don't, like if I'm working on big areas of fur or something, then I'm not shifting between that many colors in such a small section. So, should get a little bit better. So I'm going to add that nice rich red. Hey, Michael! Ooh, you got your first pan pastel set. I can't wait to see what you do with them. Okay, I feel like I need to extend on the blue again as well, because it just sort of vanished. But I think what I would do is I'm gonna go with a different blue. Let's go with the too dark here. Let's go with the bluish gray 145. Much better. That is what it needed. Okay, so I do want to use a little bit of the titanium white in the eyes, I think. So just get a tiny brush. So for that you need water, or you can use the touch-up texture. But I prefer the use of water. It's thinner, it's not as pasty, and it doesn't dry as quick. So I'm just going to use a little bit in a bottle cap. So I'm just placing some in there. A little bit of the powder in the lid. And then I have some water in a bottle cap here, which I'm going to mix into that. Okay. Right. Now I'm taking this tiny little brush nice bright highlights that I want in the eye. That's better. And now what I want to do is sort of dab my brush in there so that it's got little pointy bits, and add some textured highlighted pieces within the iris as well. Make that pop a bit. Okay. And then there is a tiny little highlight just there and there. Okay. Micah, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Does the water dry to paint over? not sure what you mean. Okay, so I quite like how the eyes look there. Okay, now when we start working on the surrounding pieces of fur and that around the eyes should stand out even more. But what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to work on the snout. First I'm going to have a block of chocolate. So these are 4 colors I think that I'll use for the snout. I'm going to start off with the lightest pink. So let's use the ruby red, number 280. Marjean's asking if I got the chocolate for Christmas. I suppose you could say that. They are far out. There was so much food. So it's like the Italian families, they just rotate from one family's house to the next family's house to the next family's house. So the day before Christmas, we went to one auntie's house for a big lunch, and then Christmas Day we went to another auntie's house for a big lunch, and then we went to another auntie's house for a big dinner. So everybody sort of rotates and takes turns, and then there is so much food. There is so much food. And they're so kind. Like they keep me in mind, which is really nice. So there's always vegan options for me, so they like getting creative, and they'll make vegetable dishes or, you know, fruit things, or some of them even go as far as making raw food little desserts. So I'm very spoiled. It was very, very nice. So there is a bit of a texture on the snout. So I'll just create little sort of circular marks. Okay, and then for the dark areas, I'm going to use the indigo blue 139. Oh, this looks purple. Indigo blue 139. Okay, so Mike's saying, does the powder act like acrylic paint? You can paint on top without it dissolving when it gets wet again. Yes. So the powder, I don't know, it's like the powder is just like applying your pencil. You can treat it the same way. I need to put a new battery in there. But yeah, the powder doesn't affect the tooth of the paper. It's archival. It's better than using the acrylic paint marker. So it's definitely a better option to using the paint. Okay, so using the indigo blue number 139. So for the dark areas, above the snout, around the snout. It makes the snout actually look pretty tiny. Hey Marie, I hope you had a great Christmas too. I'm going to blend that in with solvent and then we can add more details after. So blend the lighter area in first. Ooh, Marine says, I didn't get art supplies, but I did get Amazon vouchers. I received my new Prismacolor watercolor pencils today. Ooh, Prismacolor watercolor pencils. You know, I didn't even know they had them. I shouldn't be surprised. Prismacolor should have every kind of pencil. Mary says it looks like an adorable kitten so far. It does too. Honey. Oh, do you want to lie here? Okay. Now I'd like to add some of the dark carmine, number 89. Add more texture to the snout. And then for the highlighted little pieces on the snout, we'll add a bit of a light purple or pink. Let's use pink, number 81. Okay, and then to darken the nostrils, I'm going to use the black, number 9. I'm also going to add some of the textured spots on the snout. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to carry on with the black and just do the mouth area here. very dark areas are sort of the center of that. The nose is quite cute. There's some spotty bits in here. I'm using the mi-tientes touch white paper, so it's got a sanded surface. Show some of these spots. And I'm just gonna blend that in with the solvent. And don't be afraid to use your brush, and I've said this a few times, but use your brush to create the texture as well. So if you know there's little pieces of furry texture here, then use your brush to move it about and extend on those textures. Don't worry about the white whiskers, that we can do towards the end using the titanium white. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, it should be in the description. And I'm sure you guys have noticed that I'm working from the side. It's not in front of me. I'm working because it's so big. I needed to put it sideways. Okay, let's work on the snout area here between the eyes. Okay, this is beautiful sort of beigey color. So maybe a little more of like a, yeah, the orangish yellow. So use this on the side of the eyes, and we'll also use some of the cream. But starting with the orangish yellow. Number 31, so it's still the Pablo pencil. Let's add some of the colors next to the eyes here. Where else can we see it? So you can see a little bit over here. And here. We're not worried about details of the fur yet. Just like that for the moment. I think maybe we'll work on the darker areas before the lighter areas. It might be a little easier to see. So let's use some of the grayish black, number 8. just gonna create spots on the nose, on the snout. Or like use little circular motions. And I want to indicate there's a couple of like little scars. Sort of find the edge there. This goes more like that. Okay, so I'm probably going to use this pencil a lot. I want to find where the spots are and the dark areas around this focal part of the face. So not worried about details, just want to get shapes in for the moment. Making sure to keep an eye on the direction of the fur. This is a great, it's sort of like a mid-tone color that we can use pretty much everywhere to help us find certain marks. Did you guys see what I posted on Instagram? I took some amazing photos of the moon yesterday, and I took them, it was daylight, so it was about, I'd say, an hour and a half before sunset, and the moon was so clear, so I was like, oh well, let me take my telescope out and see what kind of pictures I can get of the moon during the day. And even though it may look like I took them at nighttime, when I focused on the moon with my camera, so all I do is I take my iPhone and I put the camera lens over the telescope lens, and then I can see what you would see through the telescope. And when you focus on the moon, it sort of takes the other surrounding colors away, and then it looks like you took a picture at nighttime when it's actually daytime. But the coolest part of it was when I had a good look at the photos, I realized just how much color is actually on the moon. Have a look at it and see there is so much color on the moon. It's not just boring plain gray. There's reds, there's greens, there's plenty of colors on the moon. It's just amazing. Thanks, Marjane. Okay, I know I said I was going to work on the snout area, now I'm sort of doing the whole head, but I'm just trying to find the most important sort of marker points, and then I can add more details in a certain section. Hey Wendy. Oh my gosh, Wendy, I saw your art haul. You got the most art supplies I've ever seen anybody get in one go. That's crazy. I don't even want to try and work out how much that would have cost you. But far out. You got some amazing stuff. What? Most of it was from your mom? That's amazing. Does your mom do art as well, Wendy? Okay, I don't really want to go near the background because background first and then these sort of edges of a drawing. Okay, now that I sort of have my basic shapes in there, now I can start working on some details. So I think I want to work around the eyes. I might start off with these nice warm tones at the top. So using the dark carmine again, number 89. Above the eye here. Jackie saying, can you spray workable fixative between pencil layers when the paper will not hold any more pencil? Yes, you can, but it's not likely that this paper won't hold any more pencil because it's got that much texture. It wouldn't be very easy for you to smooth this paper out. But yes, you can. And I would suggest that you use a textured fixative on a textured paper. I find that it feels better. It works better when you apply a textured fixative to sanded papers. And if you're going to use watercolor papers, then watercolor papers or pastel papers, you would use just a regular matte workable fixative. A little bit of this right here. Okay, let's see what other music we have here. This music. Let's go. Okay. Now I think I'd like to add a light grey. So we need steel grey, number 4. What a great resolution, Mike. So Mike says, New Year's resolution is to keep a video journal of all my paintings in 2018 so I can look back at my improvements. That's a great idea. Maureen says I try not to make them. Okay, so I made a mistake here. That's brown there, actually. Okay, so I want to blend this in with solvent just to get a better idea, and then we can add more details. For these areas above the snout, I will create little spotted, like blend, just dabbing it straight down like that with my brush. And that'll help me keep the texture instead of blending it smooth. Even if you lose the texture, it doesn't matter. It's easy enough to apply the texture back on. Let's create the scar. Follow your reference, make sure you're going in the right direction. So it does look very red at the moment, which is okay because I haven't added the real dark colors, the real dark grays. So that's fine. We'll be adding those later. And that's why it's good to, once you have some color down, go ahead and blend it with your solvent, because then you can see the true color of the pencil you place down, and then it makes it easier to adjust the colors that you apply on top of that. really want to get rid of this red. Poor cat looks like it's got sunburn. Okay, let's get into some of those darker colors. So I want to use, where's that indigo blue? No, let's use charcoal grey, number 409. Okay, let's start adding some of these darker textures. Oh, I hope you guys get it soon. I sent them all out on the same day. Okay, I really want to darken up the eyes even more. We'll just darken up around the eyes only. Okay, now I want to use an even lighter grey, so I'm going to use silver grey number 2. So just going to make some of these pinks a little more subtle so they don't look as red. Hey Wendy, yes, I am using OBS. So OBS is short for Open Broadcaster System or software. So it's just the program I use to live stream through YouTube. Now I think I'm going to add some more browns, some warm tones. Okay, let's go sepia. Sepia 407. I sort of want to use it almost like a little glaze over the purple and the reds, just to make that die down. So I'm using the side of my pencil. That helps a lot. That's made that pink not look so I don't know, so red. I love hearing that, Margine. I love it when people love the eyes. Black. I want to use black again. So black number 9. Sharpen up. Around the nostrils here. Emphasize the scars and the real dark little marks. Emphasize the dark spots. Okay, let's blend that in And then we want to add some white. There we go. Blending that black in around the eye. Just enhance it a little bit. Perfect. Blend those browns in. Michael's asking, is it possible to overblend with a solvent and then damage the paper? No, I don't think so. If you use too much solvent, it just dries. It's not going to do anything. A bigger brush. starting to look like it's a decent underpainting. Okay. Now it's gonna start looking pretty cool when we start adding the white. Let's go cream, number 491. This is what's so great about solvent and the textured paper is it's really easy to go over dark areas with your lighter colors. Let's sharpen it. Now if you have a real sharp pencil, you can start adding pieces of fur. Because now we have such a strong underpainting done. Now we can just add details and textures over the top of the fur, and then we probably won't have to blend it in again. Oops. And I did lose my black spots because I blended that smooth, but I can add them back in. Oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock already. I'm probably gonna stop soon, have some lunch. And then, yeah, the rest of the live videos will be up for those that are subscribed to this pod. Any questions before I go? So tomorrow's live stream is going to be a Google Hangout, so you guys can speak to me on the microphone if you want to, or you can show your face and say hi to everybody on your webcam, or you can just ask me questions in the chat. So I will be showing everybody this month's challenges, so the drawings that you guys created, and you guys can ask me questions about it at the time that I go through it, or show everybody. And we'll also be doing a giveaway, and then after that I will be finishing the crow drawing live. Cool. Okay guys, that's it for this live stream. For the rest of you guys that are a part of the Awesomeness subscription or the $15 Patreon tier, you guys will see the rest of these videos live. They will be unlisted videos, but they will be done in real time. You just won't be able to ask me questions at the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the color is on the top left of the screen at all times, and then I will just add, actually there'll be no sound, so you can just listen to your own music if you want, but the color will be on the screen. And yeah, if you really want some nice background music, then just put something on at the same time while listening to the video. Thanks, Bob. Alright, I'm gonna have a lunch break and put the air conditioning on because it is 36 degrees. It is stinking hot. My chocolate has melted. And then I will continue, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.